Hey y'all, welcome to Cooking with Miss Holt. We are gonna make a lemon bundt cake from Farm Cooking with Nan's page today. And if you don't follow her, I would just highly suggest that you go check her out and do follow her, because she has just been cooking a long time. She lives on a farm, she was raised on a farm, and y'all, she's so smart about cooking, and she's really smart about preserving and canning and freezing. But just everything she does looks so good. And I had a chance to meet her back in September, and y'all, she is precious. I mean, just such a precious person, a very godly lady, and I just love her. So anyway, we're gonna get to her cake here. So let me show you what I'm gonna put in it. Starts with Duncan Hines cake mix, and so if you're in a hurry in the holidays and you've got to throw something together really quick, this is a good one. And I like Duncan Hines. That's just my preferred brand of cake mix. I'm sure you could use any brand. They have shrunk the size of cake mix now, so make sure you get the 15 ounce. I saw that another brand just this week has shrunk their box to 13 ounces. And it used to be 18. So anyway, and here's a trivia note for you. Duncan Hines was a real person. He was a restaurant critic, I think back in the 30s and 40s, and traveled across the country recommending restaurants to people. So you can go Google that story, but it's a really cool story. So anyway, there's that. We're gonna use a box of lemon Jello pudding, and this is the 3.4 ounce, and it's instant. Make sure you get the instant. So let me show you this first too before I turn my phone down. I'm using this Bundt pan, and I'm gonna spray it with Baker's Joy. Now, I don't spray pans a lot. I probably use parchment paper more than I spray. I just don't use it very frequently, but when I do like this Baker's Joy. I really do. It's a blend of flour and oil. This Bundt pan is a Nordic ware, and I would say this is probably a 12 cup pan, and it's heavy. Sometimes people ask me, why do my cakes stick, especially Bundt pans, and this is a non-stick pan, but you still need to spray it. But one thing I tell people is probably your pan might not be heavy enough. When you make candy, you want a heavy pot, to boil that in. It keeps it from sticking and burning. And Bundt pans are like that too. The heavier the pan, the better your crust is going to be, and the less likely it's going to be to stick. So anyway, that's just a tidbit for you. But let me turn my phone down. Okay, so in here, I have my cake mix. I have 4 eggs. We're gonna put our pudding in here. Okay, we'll get all that in there. This is a 1/2 cup of lemon juice. And that was a lemon cake mix, by the way, too, if I didn't say that. And this is lemon pudding. And we love lemon at my house, and so it's gonna be really lemony, which I like. This is a 1/2 cup of buttermilk. And 1 stick of melted, this is unsalted butter. I'm using unsalted. So let me get this beat up and spray my pan, and then I'll come right back. Okay, y'all, this is what the batter looks like, and I'm gonna tell you, it's really thick. It's a thick batter, okay? You can kind of see the consistency right there. So it's a thick batter. All right, so let me get it in the pan. Okay, y'all, I've got our dough in our pan, and I'm about to put it in the oven. And I was gonna tell you this too. When you spray pans with nonstick cooking spray, always spray over the sink, because it goes everywhere, whether you really can see it or not. And the problem is sometimes it gets on the floor, and then it causes people to slip and fall. Not to mention it could just go all over your countertops and, be a mess to clean up. So I always tell my students, just stand over the sink. That way the overspray will go in there. All right, let me put this in here. I think it's probably gonna take about 45 or 50 minutes, and I'm using a dark nonstick pan, so I'm baking on 325. And I'll let you know how long it takes when it comes out. Okay, y'all, our cake is out of the oven, and it took about 45 to 50 minutes, and I don't know if you can see, but generally one way that you can know that a cake is done is it begins to pull away from the sides right there, like you can kind of see. I'm not sure if you can or not, but anyway, and then when you touch it, you know, it springs back. And of course you can always put, you know, a toothpick in there and check it that way. So I'm gonna let it cool here a little bit, and then I'll flip it out onto a plate, and then we'll come back, and I'm just gonna use powdered sugar and lemon juice. So I'm gonna take about a cup of powdered sugar and some lemon juice and mix it together, and we'll pour it over it. And I will be back in a little bit. Okay, y'all, here is our lemon bundt cake from Farm Cooking with Nan. And I let it cool maybe 10 or 15 minutes in the pan, and then I took it out and I put it on this cake stand here. And I think Nan and her glaze, she has milk and vanilla and lemon juice and powdered sugar, and I'm gonna put her recipe in the comments, but I just did powdered sugar and lemon juice. And so you can do either one that you choose, but this is a great recipe. I think she did a great job with this. And I'll show you something else here too. Let me show you my bundt pan. Okay, when you spray your bundt pan, this is how clean it came out. And I'm about to wipe it out because I told you the other day, if you wipe it out, you know, just within a few minutes of taking your cake out, it'll clean so much easier rather than, you know, if you let it sit an hour or two, it'll turn into concrete and then you can't get the crumbs out hardly. But anyway, this is the cake, and I appreciate Nan giving us this recipe, and I know it will be wonderful. So I hope you make this and jump over and look at Nan's page because she does a great job. And again, this is lemon bundt cake. See you soon.